Hey y'all, I'm Ashley. This is our channel where we share everything about our homeschooling journey so far, to building our dream home, to eventually having a small little homestead, living a military life, and what it's like to have your spouse deployed, and yeah, just life in general. So, and being a working mom during all of that. So last week I shared about Blake's homeschool curriculum for kindergarten. This week I'm going to share about Bailey's. Now I had already filmed this, but the cards that I was using were, I think one of them might be corrupted, and so it just was not working. So we're redoing it on Halloween. You can't see my shirt, but it says "Which Way to the Wine." So I feel like it's a perfect mom's Halloween shirt, because they keep asking me what I'm going to be for Halloween, and I was like, my costume is scary enough. So anyway, here we go. So today we're going to talk about Bailey's 3rd grade / 4th grade curriculum. Now I talked a little bit in the why we chose to homeschool video, and I'll link that one and the kindergarten curriculum below, but I talked a little bit in that video about why we're doing homeschool and where Bailey's schooling last year really kind of pushed forward with that. So without going into too much detail, she is in a homeschool co-op program 2 days a week called Lead Academy. It's local here to us, and it's basically a university model approach, which didn't make any sense to me at first until she got going and it made sense. So 2 days a week she's in class with teachers in a group of 4th through 6th graders, about I guess there's 10 or 11 of them in their little group, and the only class subject that they split up for by actual grade level is math. And so math they split up by 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, but everything else they're together. And so she is really doing a 4th / 5th grade curriculum there. And then she has homework on the off days, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She has homework here at home. Well, what we ended up doing, because of her not getting the education, not retaining the knowledge that she should have learned in 3rd grade, we are reteaching 3rd grade in the core subjects here at home. So she does, and then some of the stuff that she isn't doing at Lead, she does here too, that she wanted to do. So at home, she is doing language arts in actually 4th grade, but the curriculum that we're using is Master Books, and like I talked about in Blake's kindergarten, I feel like the Master Books curriculum are a little lower level, at least with the experience that we have in the two that we've chosen. So to me, it's more on a 3rd grade for the Texas grade level structure. So Texas TEKS, which is the Texas Essentials Knowledge and Skills. I'm 99% sure that's what that stands for. It's been a while. But anyway, for what Texas says is 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade knowledge, I feel like Master Books runs on a 3rd grade, like a grade behind. So, so she's doing the 4th grade language arts. She is doing 4th grade in a geography program, which I'll talk about in a little bit, and 4th grade in spelling for me, and then in 4th grade in handwriting as well. So everything else though is really 3rd grade level. So her vocabulary is 3rd grade, her math curriculum is a 3rd grade level, and that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, she has the bulk of her material comes from her co-op, her Lead Academy. And so she's really kind of doubling up, and we're still able to get her schoolwork done by lunch, and sometimes a little bit after for some of the extras that she just wants to do. So she also has a binder, just like Blake does. This is the one she picked out. We just put her name on the front. It has tabs on the inside where everything is broken down by subject, and we only put in here what she is supposed to do for the week, or some of the things are done in hers by like lesson. And when I talk about their binders, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But anyway, so here's that for her. And then she also really wanted this. This was definitely her choice. She wanted her own planner because she just is a planner girl by heart. So she comes by it naturally from me. She's a list maker and always has been and always will be. And so she wanted her own planner. So this is the matching planner to mine. It's the one from Mardell, the Simple Life, a Simple Plan planner. And so I have the one for teachers, and then she has this one. And I'll also be talking about those in a future video. So we're going to go through, and actually I'm going to pull her binder out so I don't forget her subjects. We're going to go through her subjects as they are laid out in her binder. So her first one is Language Arts. I talked about that a little bit already. It's Master Books, Language Arts 4, Language Lessons for a Living Education. I do feel like this, so we're on week 10 in, I guess we just finished week 10 in our homeschool year, and I do feel like this is a grade level behind. So they do have, I think all the way up through 5th grade, they have the ability to look at all of the first few lessons, and to see the scope and sequence. So you can decide for yourself what level you think level you need to be on, or your student needs to be on. So that's her Language Arts. And then with Language Arts, she is doing Easy Grammar 5 at her homeschool co-op at the Lead Academy. This is pretty tough for her because she did not get a good grammar base last year when she should have gotten the very beginning of grammar in 3rd grade. So what we opted to do, she does this, and I actually have to do almost all of these with her. It's pretty tough because she just doesn't have the knowledge base. So that's not anything on her. She just doesn't have that base. So what we did is we went back and we bought the exact same one. So it's laid out exactly the same way, only in grade level 3. So this is what she should have learned last year. This is easy for her. So there are a few things that we have to talk about in here when we're going over it. We do both of these together. This one is a lot easier for her to follow. There's not as much where she's like, oh, what did that mean again? What did that mean? Like she is with the 5th grade. So again, though, she's technically 4th grade. So there's that. And then she's also doing spelling for me, and so this is the spelling curriculum we chose. It's the Spelling UC curriculum. I really like this. It comes in 2 books. The most difficult thing about this is picking the daggum lesson because it is not leveled by age, by grade, anything like that. It's leveled, like it should be, by ability. But then it's kind of tricky figuring out what that ability is. So what it seemed like was 4th grade is pretty close to level D, which is called Americana. One of the things I really love about this is that these are all laid out in historical timeline or historical periods. And so obviously that's the Americana timeline is when this is. And so she's talked about a couple of things, like this next lesson is about the White House, and there's a lot about the White House, and we've talked about coming over from England and things like that. So she's really enjoyed this. It is a little bit of a different concept for teaching spelling, so just know that going in. I almost wish that she would have maybe done some of the other ones before this, but so it is coming into homeschool 4 years in, or technically 5 grade levels in to include kindergarten. So that's what she's doing for spelling. And then for vocabulary, like I said, she's also doing the 3rd grade level for vocabulary, and she's doing Wordly Wise, which is the same one that Blake is doing, and it comes with the workbook, the test book, and the answer key to the workbook. If you do this, Word to the Wise, the answer key to the tests are not in the answer key. They are actually in the teacher's manual, I believe. Is that right? Don't quote me on that. See, now I'm going to have to go back and find it. I'll try to figure out where it's at, and I'll leave it in the description. But it took me forever to find the answer key for the vocab test. So, or is it at the back? It's at the back. No, it's not in this one at all. But anyway, I'll find it. I'll link it in the descriptor. I'll describe it in the description below. But this is the vocabulary she's using. She really likes it. And at the end of every lesson, you can go to Quizlet, which is where they have online quizzes, and you can kind of do some games. So what we actually did is we got a couple lessons in, and then to go back and review the words that she had learned in the previous lessons, she then goes back and does the Quizlet. So she did like lesson 1, lesson 2, and lesson 3, and then went back and then did the Quizlet for lesson 1. The following week did the Quizlet, or after that following lesson did the one for lesson 2, and so forth. So I really like that because then she can review those words that maybe didn't completely stick. So that's a vocab. She is doing math. She's using Horizons Math at school, at her homeschool co-op. I'm not sure I'm in love with it. It's a very different concept because it is a spiral math program, and so it's just not the way that my brain computes. She seems to like it pretty well, so that's what really matters. This is book 2. She has book 1 in her backpack. And so, yeah, so this is what she's using for math at her homeschool co-op. So basically, spiral just means that it'll teach a couple of concepts and then it'll spiral back around and reteach those concepts. So you never get to full mastery before you move on to something else like you do in regular school and in what she's doing at home. So she's doing teaching textbooks at home online, which is for math, an online program. However, they do come with a book. And because I didn't know what I was doing when I purchased everything, and I was worried about shipping because of COVID, so I went ahead and bought it. This is the book and the answer key, which we will be selling. We've never, ever even opened the book because everything is online. So if you don't want the online program, if you're worried that your kid is going to be distracted by the online or try to go on to things that they don't need to do when they're online, and you just want them to use paper and pencil, which I totally understand. I mean, I could see that being an issue for Blake. The textbook is what they started with before they had the online program, and it's literally the textbook teaches the student. So you're pretty hands-off with the whole program of this, which for us was beneficial because math is Bailey's weakest area, and it is the part that she gets the most frustrated over. And so it frustrates me that she's frustrated and she's not understanding it, and I'm not explaining it in a way that she understands it because math is not explained in the way that I learned it. And so it has just been very beneficial to be able to have someone else teach that subject, and I just kind of go along with her. And then when we do things that are outside of the specific curriculum, like working on 5 in a row with Blake, and I kind of targeted some math skills with that too to see how much of that carryover she has, then I'm able to work with her and have her understand how different people might say that, or how it might be explained in a different way or done a different way, because math is able to do that. So anyway, she is not doing science for me. She is doing science at Lead Academy. This is the science they're doing. They're doing the world of animals right now this first semester, and so that one's in her backpack, and then the world of plants. I know nothing about this curriculum. She does it there. That one she doesn't have work typically to come home with. Sometimes every now and then she does. So that one is one I don't really have an opinion on. Handwriting she is doing here. She's doing cursive this year. It's the Good and the Beautiful level 4, and we really enjoy this handwriting curriculum. She has always had beautiful penmanship, and so when it came to discussing about what we wanted to do, she really wanted to do cursive, and so we got level 4, and she has just flown through it. One of the things that she loves the most is at the end of every lesson there's a little drawing activity, and so it's the same way in the kindergarten one. Now that we're to that level, Blake will have a little bit of handwriting and some tracing, and then he'll have a little drawing activity too, but hers are a little more intense, but she loves it. She is doing, I said I was going to go through this like in her binder, and I did not. Let me see if we've skipped anything. Handwriting, socials, we're on target. So social studies, I bought this. And while it's great, it's the Skill Sharpeners Geography Level 4. While it's great, it is not what I expected for geography. It is very social studies heavy. It's lots of reading and writing. So know that going into it. Almost all of the lessons, some, not all of them, almost all of the lessons are a story and a couple of questions, reading comprehension type questions. So just know, if you're wanting something that's more, what I was wanting was more map skills and learning about the different countries and things like that. This is not that. However, this is really beneficial for Bailey. It's a very quick little social studies kind of blurb. So she gets a little bit of that here because she's also doing history, and they're doing Story of the World Volume 3 at her homeschool co-op, which is again also in her backpack. So she's not really doing social studies here. I gave her the option about doing science and social studies at home because realistically the 3rd grade science and social studies is very similar to the 4th grade that she would, I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot of difference. And so I told her that was her choice, and she said no, she wanted to do it there. She does the science activities that Blake does with 5 in a row. She does with us. And so she's getting that lesson just naturally. And then she cooks all the time. And so she gets kitchen science all the time. And then they're outside as much as they can. So yeah. So anyway, that's science. Geography though, I was a little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. So we actually ended up ordering her a map skills book, which I don't see up here. It may be hiding somewhere. I may have put it up. But I actually ordered her a map skills book so that next year we can really target those actual map skills. So next is Bible. She is doing the More Than Words curriculum by Rebecca Spooner, who is also a homeschool mom on here who has her own curriculum, family style curriculum as well. And she has her own YouTube channel. I will link that below. But the More Than Words Bible curriculum, it's great. There's lots of reviews. There's lots of discussions and flip throughs on it. We ordered this on Master Books whenever we ordered their other things. So it's a good one. It's also laid out very similarly to Master Books, and so there's each lesson, and each lesson is in the Bible curriculum it's 4 days, in their regular curriculums it's 5 days, and each lesson has an exercise you're supposed to do a day. So just know it's very, very, here you go, here's the lesson, review it a day to 2 or 3 days ahead of time to know what you need to gather for that lesson, if you need to gather anything materials wise. And yeah, that's it. Let's see. We already talked about vocab, and then critical thinking. So again, we went with the Skill Sharpeners Level 4, Grade 4, whatever it is, critical thinking. I do like this. This one is very, very, very math heavy, whereas the geography was very reading comprehension heavy. This is very math heavy, and a lot of things that are not age appropriate for the type of math. And so like some higher level division, things like that, they wouldn't be doing till grade 5 at minimum. And so I do have to do this one almost every lesson we do together. There are some that she just reads and she gets it really easy, but then there's a lot of things in here that we really have to walk through. However, she is not our critical thinker of the 2 kids. She really is a black and white thinker, and it's very difficult for her to think out of the box and out of what her brain says, this is the way I understand it, and I can't understand it any other way. And so these are very, very good for her. So we are doing this right now, and when we finish this, I bought this during the Amazon Prime Day sale because it was one of the books on there, and it was also one that was on our wish list, so I went ahead and ordered it. So when she finishes this one, we're going to do this one. This is more of what I assumed was going to be like a logic curriculum for her grade. It's puzzles and mind benders and things like that. I really am excited to start that with her. trying to see if there's anything else in here that I want to show you. There is not. So the only other thing that she is doing is typing. So she's doing typing.com, which is a free curriculum or free program online. And you just sign up for it and it just starts a level. You can pause wherever you're at. So she does 10 minutes of that once to 3 times a week. Some weeks, like this past week, we didn't do any typing and that was fine. It's not something that I'm stressing over. It's something she wanted to do and she wanted to learn how to type. And so it's just something extra for her to do. So she does that every so often. For math, she also does Extra Math online. It's extramath.org, I believe. Another free program. I would not say it's the most exciting program, but it is really, really, really good for memorizing math facts. It starts at addition. You have to pass addition to be able to go to subtraction, pass subtraction to go up, and so forth. And it is a lot of lessons before you pass that level of achievement. So she does that about 2 to 3 times a week for 10 minutes. So she just does it for 10 minutes. When that 10-minute timer goes off, she pauses the lesson and then stops. And the same thing with teaching textbooks. I don't have her finish so many lessons because some of the lessons she finishes in like 5-10 minutes because it's 3rd grade. And some of it, a whole lesson will take her the entire 30 minutes. So I tell her for teaching textbooks, whatever time it is, 30 minutes after that, she figures that out. And that's what she has to do. So, oh, hey, look. Y'all, I miss him. It's hard. So, if you didn't know, my husband's deployed. And, well, not technically. Technically, they're still training in quarantine. So, they have not quite left yet, but they will be soon. But for us, he's deployed. So, we won't see him till next year. So I think that's really it for Bailey's curriculum. If you have any questions about any of those, feel free to send me a message, to leave a comment down below. If you know me in person, you can hit me up on Facebook, whatever you want. I really just want to get this information out there because we have so many people ask me this. Like, what are you using as a first-year homeschool mom? Did you pick a full, set where it's just all one company? I opted not to do that. I didn't think it was going to fit either one of the kids or me. And let's be real, I like curriculum. There is a lot of parents who are like, oh, curriculum, no. And then there's parents like me who are like, let's watch all the YouTube videos. I want to see all of the curriculum and I want to know all my choices so that I can pick what's best for my kids. So that is it. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope everyone has a happy and safe Halloween. By the time you see this, it will not be Halloween anymore. So I hope that everybody does, though. Enjoy it and enjoy your kids. And again, if you have any questions, leave me a message. If you want to find me on Instagram, our Instagram is AshleyNDesigns, Instagram.com/AshleyNDesigns. I'll leave it linked below. My Facebook is the same, Facebook.com/AshleyNDesigns. I'm more active on Instagram than Facebook, but I am on both. And you can always leave me a comment below. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, hope you guys have a wonderful day.